Okay, what is... Enough! Ortinex, maximum output! Master, his demonic sword is more powerful than anything we've seen before. But I refuse to let him beat me. He may be strong, but strength is all he has. And we swore we would never lose to empty strength like that ever again. Saber, shut it! We were just getting to the good part. Stay out of this, Ophelia. Keep your damn mouth shut. Wrong. Who are you? Who are you, Sigurd? No. You? What are you doing? Me? I'm... Get it! I pierced your armor. Can you feel that? You who wears Sigurd's face? My spear has destroyed your armor, torn through your flesh, shattered your bones, and cut your spear core in two. Every thrust of my spear, every cannon shot, every shield bash, wore you down bit by bit. And now, at last, my blade has found its mark. Brynhild! Ha ha Magnificent. What is that? What is it? What's going on? We hardly have any picture in here. It's impossible to tell what's happening. Did you beat him? So Sigurd has finally fallen to Brynhild's spear. I'm sure you'll confirm that's accurate. Wait, something's wrong. These magical energy values are strange. Watch out, this isn't over yet. That's it. At last. Finally someone managed to pierce Sigurd's spirit core. This is what I've been waiting for. What? How I've waited. Wait, is this Surtur? Now that someone who can defeat me, who can kill me has finally appeared, that accursed command spell that kept me from taking my own life no longer matters. Ha ha. Huh? Saber, what happened? You can't have lost. My knight Sigurd couldn't possibly lose. That was why I released your final limiter. Ophelia. This can't be happening. No. Phenomenon. Shifun off. I won't let a new saber be born from Sigurd's destroyed spirit core. It will... El-Melloi. Galzin. Sehan. Ha! Don't bother. The Valkyrie was kind enough to show me how to get around that. Did you forget already, Ophelia? True, I might be just another phenomenon myself, but I still have a mind and soul. No. Mush, I can't stop him. Once he breaks Sigurd, his shell, it won't be long before he's here. I can't stop him. I can't. And after Lord Karshitara entrusted him to me. The flames, they're coming. So, is it Surtur? Screaming, I point a trembling finger skyward. Above lies the light that illuminates this world. The fire that burns ceaselessly in the sky. The oddly large ball of flame that oversees the entirety of this Scandinavian Lostbelt. The star that sits in the middle of the sky. The sun. What the hell? Oh god, heavens feel again. Just now, the sun shone intensely bright, as though it were responding to my screams. It burns. This is not what a star is meant to do. even as it hangs in the sky on the precipice of outer space. It begins to undulate like a fetus moving in the womb. This is not a proper star. This is no star made of mere flame. It's far more akin to the magma that bubbles deep beneath the ground, only more foreboding. I wish I could look away, yet my mystic eye still casts its gaze upon that awful sight. There is no possibility of stopping it. Its turbid fury streams wiggle and squirm, and now... ah, shit. They spill out. They're falling. They're pouring onto the ground. It's a fire demon. A fire giant. Ah, the sun is falling. Ah, the flames are pouring down. Now, an enormous humanoid form is taking shape, sliding out from the hole of the false sun. A giant. Yes, it must be a giant, but its form is nothing like any of the others. His body towers over all other giants, and the heat he radiates is devastating to all other forms of life. He is the embodiment of flame. He is the fire of the false sun. He is this Lostbelt's true saber, hiding in the shadows of the soul and spirit core, or belonging to the heroic spirit from proper human history, Sigurd. He is the God Slayer, the cornerstone of the Norse age of God's Ragnarok. He is the overseer of this Norse Lostbelt's sole source of heat. He is the ruler of Misfolheim, a realm of fire and flames and destruction incarnate. He is the wielder of the flaming sword, the Dark One, the one destined to kill the gods and in time lay waste to all the lands. His true name is Surtur, the Fury King of Giants. The Fury King of... I was right, it is Surtur. Oh, we are in the deep end. Update data. Data updated. Didn't want to spoil anything though. It's all good. It took me literally a minute to figure out who it was. I was like, this. But of course it was going to be the freaking giant responsible for Ragnarok. Damn, really? I was seriously behind. Cosmos in the Lostbelt. Yeah, give me my sync cord, thank you. Bringing twilight here once again, beginning. Saving for Scotty, yep. Otherwise, I would have drawn Brynhild already. I've always hated Sundays. Why? Simple. I hated myself. For me, Sundays were a prison. I hated how I was never able to escape from them. I could never take that first step. I detested how weak I was, how my parents' wishes felt like a curse, leaving me unable to even step foot outside. I never even thought about running away. The idea of leaving never so much as entered my mind. Which is why I was always waiting for someone. Someone who would come and save me. Someone who would let me out of here. Someone who would tell me, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to grant anyone's wishes. I waited for someone like that for so long, though I knew no such person would ever come. Even now, I think some part of me is still waiting for someone like that. Well, shit. So all those flames on the mountain is Searcher's doing. The moment the sun fell, every giant across the Lostbelt looked up at the sky and roared in unison. All at once, the featureless mask that the queen had placed on their faces in order to control them shattered. As their masks disappeared, so too did the days they had kept spent slumbering without a king. Now they were truly awake. The giants' roars echoes throughout the land, singing the praises of the king who would bring about Ragnarok in a language humans could never understand. O king, O king, O king. Searcher, wielder of the flaming sword, carry on our battle, carry on our war. It is not enough that the old gods are dead by your hand. We must raise this ancient land to the ground. Let Ragnarok recommence. Bring on the joyful times, the end time. Let us begin the destruction. Now is the time. Huh? Where did the sun go? What's going on? Holmes, what about your wound? Weren't you supposed to be recovering for another 2 days? Indeed, and I'm still rather enjoy the effects of the painkillers, but I'll gladly take that over missing the climax. I feel you on that one. Imagine waking up and the sun just disappears. I think have you ever seen what was it? Trinity 7? That was pretty much the same thing. A great detective can only forestall his entrance so long after all. Well said. I expect nothing less from my administrative advisor. I'm proud to have such a responsible subordinate. Now then, I'm sorry to ask this when you're still so tired, but would you mind explaining what's going on? Just when I thought we had defeated that accursed cigar, the sun when it fell out of the sky. Basically, the first episode where you see it is just that there's a freaking dark sun. And look at that. There's no way that it isn't some kind of giant, is there? Every bone in my body is screaming at me to get away from that thing as quickly as possible. Do you have any idea what's going on? Good question. I don't know if it's the same species as the other giants, but it's definitely big enough to qualify. But unfortunately, our instruments aren't really doing us a lot of good here. It looks to be a monster that changes size depending on how it's being viewed. This isn't some physical calamity like Ivan the Terrible. It's a conceptual one capable of destroying the world. So, I was too late. This is certainly enough to make me rule my principle on never discussing something without first obtaining conclusive proof. The flame that flickered across this Lostbelt's northern mountains, it fell from Muspelheim, the fire realm. As for that enormous sun, I believe it is most likely Muspelheim itself given form by the gods. In other words, the body of Surtur, the giant of Ragnarok. Our first wayship trial, a landmark occasion. As Team A, we were supposed to investigate Singularity F. Instead, our team met its end, and the world was enveloped in a fire that incinerated humanity. Fire, fire, fire. Nothing but fire as far as I could see. My mystic eye is one of prolongation. Its rank is jewel. It lets me see possibilities. You could say it's a form of precognition. Once I see something, I can pin it in place, but it only lets me temporarily halt possibility I do not desire from coming to pass. Its true nature lies in seeing the myriad possibilities before me. So then, what's this? Now that we're trapped in our coffins, the possibilities of us escaping the death that approaches us is distant, far too distant. It may not truly be zero, but it might as well be. No matter how far I stretch, I can't reach it. I can't hope to pin down anything. If an enemy were here, I might be able to stop them from attacking or casting a spell, but this is beyond me. I was helpless to do anything about El-Mellai's sabotage, or the flames incinerating humanity. Once the flames consumed me, that would be it. There was no escape for me or for anyone else. Maybe that's why my fate never bothered me the way that perhaps it should have. All I felt was disappointment for my inability to express what I felt honestly to the very end. Yes, I may never have reached for it myself, but once I would have liked to have held Wudaime's hand. Congratulations on your rebirth. I always believed you could save the world. Greetings, Kashitara Wudaime. Will this work for conveying information to you? I must say, using words is such a bother. Had my vocal cords still been working, I'm sure I could have grasped to find my eye. It was seeing the world in the coffin next to mine. I saw a brilliant light shining in pitch darkness, and Wudaime opposed it. I had never seen Wudaime so childlike before, not in appearance, mind you, but in his strength, no rather the lack of it. He was horribly injured and fatigued, to the point that even the effort of breathing seemed likely to kill him. It was as if he had seen the end of the world, no, like he had fought to prevent it. He was so bruised and battered that I was almost believing. Wait, whoops. Let me read that again. He was so bruised and battered that I could almost believe such a ridiculous delusion was actually true, as though he was only alive now through sheer miraculous luck. We now share our circumstances. This humanity you come from will be incinerated and fade away. But that is of no consequence to us. It may be unexpected, but not so much as to change our plans. The assault has led to the closure of the expanse. Soon, both you and humanity will meet your end. Yet unfortunately, God still has nobody for this joyous feat. You will help me with that, won't you, Kashitara Wudaime? You are a crypter, which makes you perfect to spread my word. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was I could sense our end approaching. He had been chosen and we had not. Wudaime would go on to survive and we would remain trapped in darkness. No. I'm afraid I alone won't be enough. I must strongly recommend that the other 6 join me to assist. I could sense the light's confusion. Indeed, my own mind all but went blank in shock. A god, a human, even a tiny ant crawling along the ground could see how out of line he was. It was clear to anyone watching that his suggestion would usually be out of the question. I don't understand. Once the world is wiped clean, you will be invincible. Why would you want competition when one of you would be more than sufficient? I understand that, but invincibility and omnipotence are not the same. There is a non-zero chance that one of the other 6 may surpass me. As long as that possibility exists, however slight, I would not dismiss it. Give them the chance to choose for themselves. There is no point in me rebuilding human history on my own. Wudaime wasn't proposing that his responsibility be shared. He believed in our worth as individuals. It was a shining example of unwavering humanity. Restoring what was lost will take considerable effort. Bringing a single human back to life may only take mere moments, but it requires a level of suffering sufficient to stop the entire world in its tracks. Consider the hell you just endured as an example. What's more, their bodies have sunk into the void. They can no longer pay the price, that price themselves. Can you pay it for them, Kashitara Wudaime? Can you withstand the agony that comes with fighting the entire world 6 more times? Of course, if it is humanly possible, then I can do it. I saw it for myself clear as day. Even as every breath ravaged him, gasms of humiliation and despair rocked his face. I saw him unflinchingly declare himself to that light. I'll never forget that sight, the sight of the greatest strength mankind could possibly possess. The next thing I remember, my eyelids fluttered open. Seeing how hard Wudaime fought, seeing his determination, I found strength of my own. I may not be capable of following in his footsteps, but at the very least, I want to help him. I want to live up to the faith he showed in us, in insisting we be given our own chance to choose. Circumstantial change confirmed, the price has now been paid. I have a proposal for you, chosen ones, an offer for those of you who were cast aside. If you desire acclaim, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. It makes no difference to a god. I nodded. The light grew brighter, blinding me. We were each given our task, to grow our assigned Lostbelts. I didn't so much as blink. With my mystic eye, I cast my gaze over the world I was given. I looked far and wide, to the very edges, so that I could live up to his hope and face my destiny as he did his, even if doing so should take me down an evil path that had been pruned away from human history. I wished that I might find a glimmer of hope somewhere along the way. And then my right eye saw something so very far away. In a Norse world unlike our own, bound to one day be cut off from humanity, where fury destruction raged as well. You're looking at me, aren't you? Who are you? Not that pompous fool, Odin. I reduced him to ashes, nor the ferocious Fafnir. Him I ate. Are you one of the surviving gods? Yes. I suppose one of the gods did escape my flames. I see that you must be Skadi, the goddess of snow. No, I'm not. I'm me. I am a woman who was meant to die in a world consumed by flame. You don't say. Who are you? Are you the sixth imaginary element? A demon? No. I am flame. The flame destined to consume all the Norse land. I am the last remnant of Ymir's wrath. Norse. I see, now I understand. Perhaps it's my old Nordic bloodline that's to blame. You must be Surtur. You don't say. The fiery king of giants, and the dark one, the giant of Ragnarok, who once ended the world. So you do know who I am, woman. Fascinating. So you are seeing my flame even as you die from the flames consuming your own world? That's right. That's right. I am the one who will bring an end to all things. I am the one who puts an end to... Wait, what? Whoops. Fuck. I am the one who puts an end to the gods and their prattling on about fate. I consume the lands, humans, everything. I will end the age of gods. I will end the entire world. I will see that there is no tomorrow. Well, that's not how the legend goes. According to myth, your flames consume the Norse age of gods, but it's followed by the age of humanity. That is what was fated to be. But I don't care. What need have I of a future I cannot see with my own eyes? Everything should end with me. When the world ends, I will have the final laugh as it all fades away. At least that is what I swore to myself, but I see you failed too. Yes, I failed. I've spent a considerable amount of time struggling to free myself from Odin's prison, but it seems fate is a more formidable foe than I thought. This is as far as I go. My flame will be pruned away along with these Norse lands, crushing my dream of consuming everything. Hehe, what a pitiful sight this world and I must make. So that's where your world ended. Indeed. Then you have that in common with us, although I was supposed to save my world, not destroy it. Indeed. It was nice to meet you, fiery king of giants, but now I guess this is goodbye. Farewell, human woman who cast a gaze from another world ending in fire. If, by some miraculous stroke of luck, you should ever happen to lay your eyes on me again, I will show you my flaming sword. Your noble phantasm? The end of this planet. Good, you're all here. I knew you wouldn't turn down a challenge. And that's one way to put it. Another is that given our choice, there was only one sane answer. This is one hell of a tall order, but if the alternative was death, I'm not gonna say no. I would not have minded dying, but I could not ignore the prospect of these Lostbelts. I knew human history was fragile, but I didn't know it had branched out to that degree. I suppose you learn something new every day. I don't care what it takes. This is a huge pain in the ass, but at least it gives us a chance to win. So fine, I'll do it. Basically, we just gotta save the world, right? I couldn't say anything back then. I was completely at a loss for words. I couldn't laugh it off like Burial or brood on it like Kadak. Not when Wudaime's demeanor was so different from... God damn it. Hold on. Oh, crap. It says, not when Wudaime's demeanor was different from what I had expected. Now, while I would like nothing more than to celebrate our reunion, our race is already underway, and there is no call for fraternization beyond what is absolutely necessary. By now, you should all have connected your Lostbelts from your coffin and formed contracts with your servants. I've told you all the information I was given. There's nothing more to add. It won't be long now before the disciples of the foreign gods arrive. Once they do, I'd like you all to go with them to your respective Lostbelts. Nobody else knew the truth. None of them had any idea what sort of price he had paid to give the rest of us in Team A a chance. He could have boasted about it. He could have held it over our heads. Instead, he never even brought it up. the boy's a soldier. I don't understand. None of us would be here now if it wasn't for you, Kashitara. Why didn't you say anything? If you just told them what you did for us, they would do whatever you say. I see, so you knew, Ophelia. It's simple. I didn't tell them because it's not important for what lies ahead. I want humans to do the best they possibly can. That goes for myself and it goes for you as well. Gratitude is nice, but not if it leads to their putting less than their full efforts into this endeavor. So don't worry about it. I did that for my sake, not yours. It worked out and I got what I wanted from it. Besides, if one of you ends up surpassing me, that will make my job easier, right? I risk nothing and stand to gain everything. None of you owes me anything for it. Kashitara, that was the moment I knew without a shadow of a doubt. Kashitara Udaime was different. He always has been. He had been on a whole nother level from the rest of us ever since he was born. His mindset, his character, his bearing, all fit for a king. There was simply no other explanation for how he could have accomplished something so incredible. Ophelia, you'll be taking Scandinavia. Be very careful when you summon your servant after you get there. Destruction factors heavily into Norse mythology. In such a world, it is when matters appear to be going well that one needs to be most on their guard. A good ending for the Norse could, in truth, be quite a bad ending for us. But then I suppose I needn't warn you of that. You have your mystic eye after all. You can see into the future far better than I can. As such, you should be more than capable of growing Scandinavia's tree of emptiness to maturity. That's right. The king I swore allegiance to, the god I worship, isn't a foreign god at all. This is the man that I will serve. If it will help him realize his ideals, I'll gladly become a cryptor. I will, I promise, Lord Kashitara. And now we see why she's in love with him, huh? I see. So this is a servant. Your body is made of ether. Your body is made of ether. You might not like how it feels, but try to get used to it. I'm glad you were the one who answered my summon, Dragon Slayer, wielder of Grimm. I know it was a special summoning ritual, but it's still fortunate that I was able to get you without a catalyst. Maybe it's because of my mother's Nordic bloodline. That certainly seems a far more likely cause for my father's fondness for Richard Wagner. Wagner? Oh right, sorry, in my world's history, Sigurd and Siegfried are different people. So that makes my mother's bloodline seem even more likely. At any rate, it's nice to meet you, Saber. My name is Ophelia Farmerosoli. I can never say her name. I have to say, I'd never have guessed you would exist in this Lostbelt. I would have thought. You're not wrong. The heroic spirit this body belongs to isn't from this Lostbelt. No, that can't be right. We cryptors are meant to form contracts with a heroic spirit that's tied to our land. Ophelia, I see. So your name is Ophelia. Ah, that's a lovely name, Father Ohm. It puts me in mind of thrones, a type of angel. If you are to be an angel, then you should serve me as your god. What are you saying, Sigurd? Oh, come now. Don't be so cold. You already know who I am. From my perspective, we just met the other day. Is that not true for you? I'll never forget that gaze of yours. The way you looked at me right before my world, my reality was pruned away. I remember looking you right in the eye, Ophelia. Those eyes. You saw me, and I saw you. Rejoice, daughter of humanity. In that moment, our fates were intertwined. Did you really not notice, Ophelia? My soul is linked to your unusual mystic eye. It's been hiding inside of you all this time. You did form a contract. I'm the servant you gained in your Lostbelt. Rejoice, Ophelia. Your servant is none other than Surtur, the fury king of giants himself. No, that can't be right. I'm a master. I know all about the heroic spirits I summoned. You're Sigurd, the greatest hero of Scandinavia, heir to Graham, the demonic sword. Do not force me to repeat myself. You are referring to the body I possess. Yes, you succeeded at summoning Sigurd. That much is true, but thanks to your mystic eye, I snuck into the summoning spell and melded with his soul. Heh. Now I control his entire body. An accidental summoning? No, this could be a multiple simultaneous summon leading to... Now, don't make that face, Ophelia. Go on, smile, breathe a sigh of relief. I may just be a soul, but I'm still your servant. So, I'll be your knight, just like you're my woman. Now, what do you say we seal the deal? Stay back, don't come near me. Heh, a command spell, by all means. In fact, that's one of the things I want the most. Go ahead, tie this body down, destroy it. What? That infernal Odin imprisoned my homeland, my foundation. Muspelheim has been left behind in this Lostbelt. I have to get it back. If this body is shattered, my soul will be freed. Then I will destroy Odin's prison, and that false son of his will fall. Once that has happened, I will materialize in my true form as the Fury King of Giants. The sun. You mean that enormous? You mean that enormous sun is actually... Yes, my true body, or rather, the prison Odin built to hold it. Hehe. Did the mage of proper human history not know? Muspelheim, realm of fire, home to all Muspel, is in fact my own body. It is the endless flame burning with an insatiable hunger for destruction. I will need it to resume Ragnarok, which was so rudely interrupted. Odin's seal was quite solid, but thankfully, you saw to that when you released my soul. The rest is easy. I'll escape this shell, and my soul will destroy my body's prison from the outside. That prison may be difficult to escape from within, but it is all too vulnerable from the outside. I struck Odin a fatal blow after I devoured Fafnir. The All-Father clearly didn't have the strength left to secure my prison from both sides. I suppose I should expect no less from the soul of a great hero. Now that we are meshed together, it will be difficult to escape this body on my own. It's torturous having to constantly face Sigurd's soul, like standing in a hall of infinite mirrors. It would be far quicker if I could turn my blade on myself. But failing in that, I would be grateful if you would end me, Ophelia. If I kill you, the sun Surtur will fall. Indeed, once I take back my body, I will resume Ragnarok, and this Lostbelt will be the first to burn. From there, I will lay waste to the rest of the planet. I can't wait to show you, Ophelia. Soon, you'll get to see my flaming sword in the entire world. Instead of screaming out in despair, I quickly used a command spell to forbid him from killing or harming himself. Surtur is the king of giants, the destructor of the end time. I couldn't let him escape Sigurd's body. If he does, everything will burn. It will be the incineration of humanity all over again. No, not quite. His fire would have to extend into the past to match the incineration of humanity. But his fire will burn up everything in the present and leave nothing for tomorrow. All of a sudden, it felt like something was twisting my heart. It hurts. I can feel my body groaning in pain. It's like I'm being hollowed out from the inside. Without warning, I find myself in a terribly precarious situation. Am I doing the right thing? Should I tell Queen Scotty? No. That would be much too risky. The King of Giants is the god's sworn enemy. I cannot imagine her merciful love extending to him. With every thought, I could feel my body groaning under the pressure. It hurts. Something is interfering with me, with my plans. What should I do? I can't make this call on my own. But what choice do I have? We cryptors can't interact directly. I have to resolve the situation myself. Besides, we're not allies, not really. Once we manage to grow our trees of emptiness to maturity, we'll just end up competing for each other's territory. In the end, there will only be one territory left. I cannot afford. Whoa, shit. Hold on. Where was it? I cannot afford to show any weakness, that's why. That includes my report. I see. You did well to bring this to my attention, Ophelia. Not at all, Lord Kashitara. Once I determined the danger this situation posed, I thought you should decide how to handle it. I'm a mage. I don't have the same kind. Wait, what? I don't have the same kind of feelings that normal peoples do. I don't experience love or romance. Bullshit. All I feel is undying loyalty towards those with vastly superior intellect. Bullshit. Kashitara Wudaime shines brighter than anyone. He isn't afraid of anything. He'll know what to do. I'm sure of it. As long as he shows me the path I need to take, I'm sure I can summon up the courage to follow it. Ophelia. Yes, Lord Kashitara. But you were right to use a command seal, and this summon you have achieved is fascinating. The King of Giants in Norse mythology is akin to a god of destruction. By summoning him, you have in essence summoned an ancient god. You should be proud that you were born to a family devoted to the study of invocation and the summoning arts. Ophelia. Yes, Lord Kashitara? You have gained an exceptional resource to help bring about the reconstruction of humanity. You say Surtur told you he was going to burn the entire planet. Fascinating. I wonder if that would still work on a world that has been wiped clean. At any rate, the data would seem to indicate that you have him fully under control. As long as you can continue to rein him in without incident, he should be a tremendous asset, though of course, that does pose considerable risk. Understood. Then, I shall do my best to live up to your expectation, Lord Kashitara. From here on, I will address my half-Surtur, half-Sigurd servant as Saber, and turn his power to our cause. I vow that I will grow my Lostbelt to maturity with his help. I know I can live up to Lord Kashitara's hopes. I know I can fight. Building a relationship with a heroic spirit that has a mind of its own, controlling one's servant. These are key problems every master has to face. I'm losing my voice right now. I can manage it. This is what I train for. I won't fail. I will grow my tree of emptiness to maturity. I'll ensure this Lostbelt continues to flourish alongside the Queen and the most powerful knight ever to live. The tree continues to grow well. It has been all this time. Everything is going well here. At least it was. I Enchanty, wait, what the hell? Enchanty Cryptor. I'm a servant from proper human history, the only hero of humanity in all of Scandinavia. Hey now, what's the matter? What are you so afraid of, mademoiselle? And now she's thinking about another man. The dude who actually professed his love to her in such an interesting way. I'm trying to see if we can end this. Oh, screw that. This is freaking Surtur we're talking about here. The false sun is falling. The fiery king of giants returns. In the book of Genesis, it's written that the creator rested on the seventh day. In this Lostbelt, fire is what comes on the seventh day. Not a day of rest, but the day of Ragnarok. After Wednesday, Odin's day. After Thursday, Thor's day. After Friday, Freya's day. Then after Saturday, Saturn's day, the day of the sun finally arrives. The false sun, the ball of fire glowing in the sky, is falling to the ground instead of remaining afloat. It shakes and cracks the ground, shattering mountains as it shifts and raves and writhes to stand on its feet. In proper human history, this event manifests in the eruption of magecraft, but not here. Our myth is this world's reality. Muspelheim, the realm of fire, land of flame. The blazing inferno standing in for the true sun in this Lostbelt sky. Now the Muspel leader, Muspelheim itself, descends upon us. One of the great kings, the one who will cast twilight far and wide, arrives as the sun goes mad. The only king of giants in all the world, Surtur, and his giant flaming sword. Did you say Surtur? Man, you weren't kidding. Ha, figures he'd be a big bugger. I know the age of gods never ended here, but come on. The fiery king of giants, the border's instruments can't even properly measure his magical energy. We can't even tell how far he is from us. It's not clear whether he's way out there or... It's no use. I can't even get a clear visual on him. It could be some sort of heat mirage or something. Either way, it is impossibly hot. Make sure you stay behind me, master. I'll get my mystical ready. I strongly advise you keep your distance, Dante. Okay? Your mystical may have been outfitted to accommodate Russia's extreme cold, but it is not nearly as effective against extreme heat. Make sure to remain where Miss Curry Light can protect you. Holmes, you're healed, thank goodness. Absolutely. I've had plenty of rest. It was nice to fall asleep without anything on my mind for once. But I also can't deny that it was dreadfully dull. You will have to inform me about your recent escapades when we have the time. Escapades. Is this really the time to just be idly chatting? Idly catching up with each other? The temperature outside the border is skyrocketing even as we speak. It's enough of a shock learning that giant and the like exist here, but now we find out they have a king. There's no telling how many reports I'll have to write now, assuming anyone even believes them. Granted, it's not as though we're making any of this up, but once this Lostbelt disappears, any credibility those reports will have is going to disappear along with it. Hello, Mr. Golov. I see you are finally beginning to understand some of the problems Kaldea has been facing the entire time. Perhaps now you may understand why at first blush, our reports from the singularities may have seemed so preposterous. Grr, never mind that now, we're in danger here. Get us the hell out right away. It's difficult to tell with all this fire, but I don't think that giant is as far away as he looks. You're right about that, Monsieur Director. I've got a feeling he's way closer than you think. Hey, King of Giants, Surtur, right? You're not just gonna go away on your own, are you? Am I right to assume you're our enemy? Of course. I can hear him. No, wait. He's communicating telepathically via magecraft. Here he comes. You two keep Brynhild safe. Mosh, maximum output. Focus everything on the fence. Yes, Master. Ortinex maximum output. Switch it over to defensive mode. I can't believe you're so collected even after seeing that. I'm impressed, Mash. You really are amazing. It's dangerous out here, Ophelia. Please, hurry inside the castle while the King of Giants' attention is focused on them. No, Ordalin, you go on ahead. This is my mess. I need to be the one who cleans it up. Ophelia. That child is foolish. The time of twilight has come. I'm going to destroy this giant. Holy fuck. Here we go. So brave. Giant's out of shell, huh? Well, thanks, dumbass. I only have to stall good.
星の宇宙に物の楽園の端から君に聞かせよう。罪なき者の通るの
Garden of Babylon.
さーて、進行方向に障害物、支援お願い。これ楽しいわ。
Okay, that was strange.
お任せ、夢のように片付けよう。
Damn, Foe just kicked dude upside the head.
そうしたいの？任せて。とにかく撃つわ。行くわよ。えい。
お任せ、夢のように片付けよう。なーに、何事もやればできるさ。
とっておき見せて。そうしたいの？
Here we go.
山を抜き、なお落ちることなきその両翼、百翼三連。こっちよ。バイバイ。
I knew that was gonna happen.
ごめんね。
Dude, that was also gonna happen.
癖が悪くて。
そんなに見たいの？ねえ。できると思う。行くぞ。羊はこう使う。痛いぞ。
いいだろう。
頭がぼーっとする。そうしていいわ。
Alright.
オフィリア。
残念だ。とっておき見せてあげるわ。そうしたいの？
Here we go.
山を抜き、なお落ちることなきその両翼、百翼三連。行くわよ。バイバイ。魔力切れ、あっけないな。
Well, fuck me. Oh shit, that's not good. This motherfucker was freaking laughing at us. So yeah, that was a stall fight, thank goodness. My back is killing me. I'm not done yet. I fended off the first wave of searchers' onslaught, but I'm afraid this heat and pressure are so intense that the Ortinex is designed to be fire resistant. It should be able to hold up in the face of extreme heat from the natural world, but it was never designed to withstand being submerged in lava. You're lucky you're still standing. If not for all the snow and ice infused with magical energy, you'd be a goner. After all, Indeed, he may not be quite as hot as a star, but he is quite close. And there's something else disturbing about him. Be wary of his noble phantasm. Surtur's flaming sword is a divine construct born from a planet. It prioritizes life forms over all else. Not even a deity from the age of gods could fight. Ooh la la, you should be proud, you two. We're still standing tall after facing off with a being that kills entire worlds. Hey, Surtur, I figured a god killer would be way more impressive, but so far you've been a big letdown. You're nothing compared to the despair of my grande armate, and I failed in winter. Hehe. Winter, you say? All that I have for you is fire. Here comes the second wave. Hold on. It always does this. It's keep that shield up. Once we get through this, we'll launch a counterattack. Yes, Master. I won't lose even if we are up against a divine construct. Position secure with the bunker bolt, assuming full defense. Out of my way. Out of my way. A blinding light fills my vision. Light. No, it's not just light, it's heat, flickering heat. Heat that reduces everything it touches to ash. If this were truly a divine construct, there is nothing to be done against it, at least that's what I think. Senpai. Hey, and yet I saw her. I saw a warrior standing up to a sword forged by gods with a man-made shield. I saw her push beyond her limits to wield that heavy shield, even as her arms and legs shook with the effort. And I knew that it was time for me to make my stand. My spirit core may be damaged, but as long as I can move, I have a chance to atone for my sins. You too. It seems this body of mine has caused you a great deal of trouble. And so, I have no choice but to use it to make amends. My ultimate technique is ready. Demonic Sword of the Sun. Now it is the time for you to wreak destruction. And Balverker, Rem.